Mr. Transformers 96 here with the video review. This time we have some new images for two new figures shown from Marvel Legends. We have Carnage and Venom, two characters I very much enjoy. I'm a big fan of Marvel villains, especially Spider-Man villains, Carnage being my favorite Marvel character ever, so this should be extremely exciting for me. However, this is just kind of a weird reveal, and yeah, let's dive right into it. So here we have Carnage, and he's looking interesting. It looks like he's just about the exact same figure that was released a while back in 2000, I want to say 14. No, wait. Yeah, I think 2014, maybe 15. I believe it was the Green Goblin, the Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure wave. But it seems to be the exact same thing. The only difference is it has a completely new right hand, which is the axe. You know, obviously Carnage can transform his limbs and things into different sorts of weapons. The axe itself looks really cool. I love the way that it's being kind of melded into his hand. That looks really nice. And then his left hand, I can't tell if that's new or not. It looks more aggressive than the original one. However, it doesn't. The original one had that type of pose to it, so I think that left hand is new too, but I'm not 100% sure. And then as far as the rest of the figure, it looks exactly the same to me. Even all the little like squid tentacle pieces, the goo there, that all looks the same, and it's on the same body. It's not like it's a different body. So, and then it's obviously a classic Carnage. It's not like they took the same body but they repainted it into a different era of Carnage. It's nuts. It's classic Carnage like they did the first time. So this doesn't really look any different to me other than a few hands, which is weird. So I don't understand what this is, if this is just like a kind of repack. I did see this morning when I first saw these images, people reporting them as part of a Venom wave. Now, if these are actually figures in a Venom wave, that doesn't make any sense to me because they're so similar to our past releases. If it was like a two-pack that was exclusive to somewhere like Target or Walmart or something, that would make sense because then for people who missed out on those, that wanted those characters, that's a really nice two-pack. But for people that have the original ones, it's weird just to kind of repackage them into another wave because they weren't exclusives or anything. So I don't know why they're basically just kind of reissuing figures for the most part. Then we have this Venom. This Venom's a bit different. I can't tell how much of this is reused. It looks very similar to the Venom that was released in the Absorbing Man wave. Yeah, that Venom. It looks very similar, especially the legs. The legs look very much identical. The upper torso might be a bit different, but for the most part it looks similar. The face sculpt even looks similar. However, I do like the fact that the teeth seem to be like sculpted in there, so the head itself might be new. The collar piece with the tentacles, that is new. That is 100% new. So I'm not sure how much of this guy is reused. He does seem to be a little bit more of a bluish than the previous release one, which was slightly more black. And he's got a bit of a thin look. He's got like a really long neck look. And I think that's because the little squid tentacle pieces kind of elongate his neck, which I don't think really do the figure justice. Overall, I'm not liking these two figures because they seem to be just two, re-releases. There doesn't seem to be anything new about them, which is very disappointing. And it's strange because I don't quite know what this is about. Again, if this is a two-pack, I'm all for it. I think that it does fit quite nicely. If it's not a two-pack, though, and these are actually in a Venom wave, I'll be disappointed because if they wanted to do a Venom and a Carnage in a wave, they should have made them a different way. It's not like these characters look exactly the same throughout the entire comic line. I mean, they should have gone with like an Ultimate Carnage, or did a Carnage on new body sculpt that made him even thinner and more spindly with butterfly joints at the elbows and a more aggressive face sculpt, something like that. You can do these characters over again, and do them in a different way that's even more exciting and that is still true to a form of their character in the comics. But instead, they seem just to kind of be reissuing these figures with a couple new accessories. So as a two-pack, this looks great. As two figures in a line with a Build-A-Figure, this is incredibly disappointing. So we'll have to see. I do want that axe hand. I think that's cool for Carnage because I love Carnage. Again, like I said, he's my favorite. He's my favorite comic book Marvel character. Actually, to my left here on the wall, I've got a framed issue of Carnage's not first appearance, but first issue where he is the main antagonist, and it's signed by Stan Lee. I got that signed at Comic-Con one year. So I love Carnage, but unfortunately, this is kind of just a reissue. So we'll have to see if this is actually a Venom wave. I'm quite excited for that. I mean, that sounds really cool to obviously kind of accompany the movie's release because Venom is getting his own movie in this year from Sony. there won't be any movie figures in it. At least I doubt there will be, especially if the movie's rated R like it's rumored to be. But overall, just a Venom wave in general would be really cool. I'd love to see Scream in that wave. That's another symbiote that I would love to see get the Marvel Legends treatment. So there you go. That's my thoughts on these new Marvel Legends figures of Carnage and Venom. Let me know what you guys think of them, and thanks so much for watching.